Hey y'all, the factory fog light housings on my 2018 F-150 are looking pretty rough. They're all cracked, faded, they don't shine near as bright as they used to. So I'm going to upgrade these with a set of new LED fog lights. Now this is a pretty straightforward installation. I'm going to walk you through step by step how I do that right now, so stick around. Now to change out these fog lights you need some basic tools. I used some trim removal tools, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a 7/32 socket. This installation is a lot easier with the tires off, so you want a good floor jack and jack stands as well. I'm going to start off by getting the tires off the ground with my floor jack and jack stands. Make sure those rear tires are chalked and everything is safe. Now we'll get the front tires off and out of the way. You could do this installation with the tires in place, it's just a lot easier with them off. With the tire out of the way, you can see how the fender liner is connected. There are 3 7/32 bolts, a screw type plastic connector, and then a regular push-in plastic connector up top. You remove these 3 bolts and the 2 plastic connectors. You're not wanting to remove the entire liner, just the front part, so you can just fold this back and out of the way. And with the fender liner out of the way, you now have access to the back of the fog light housing. You'll twist and pull to take out the factory bulb. Mine looks a little different because I'm using an aftermarket LED bulb in the factory housing. Once you have that off, you can unplug it from the harness. Using your Phillips screwdriver, remove the adjustment screw from the housing and then take out the factory spring. Now keep hold of that factory spring, you may want it later. Now we'll get to removing the fog light housing itself. This is the trickiest part, so I'm going to give you an idea of what some of these components look like so you know what you're dealing with. Here's the factory housing already out, and you'll notice it clips in on these 2 pivot points into the bumper of the truck. Here in the bumper, you'll see the tabs that the pivot points clip into, and these tabs need to be pulled outwards to release the fog light housing. So this is where your trim tools come into play. You use the narrow end to try to bend that tab outward and release the pivot point that's clipped into them. The trick is to get one side of the fog light housing released first from the inside of the truck. You're going to be working on the easier to access tab, which is closer to the center of the truck. But it does take some work, and basically you just have to get the right angle to release that pivot point out from this tab. After some trial and error, I found that using 2 of the tools simultaneously was able to release that tab, and I was able to free the one side and then push the fog light housing towards the front of the truck on that one side. So the hard part's over, but I still have to release the other tab. So taking my thinnest trim tool, I come around to the front of the truck and slide it in from the front onto the side that the tab is still attached and release that tab. Then I can simply remove the whole fog light housing from the truck. Now we can get rid of this cracked and faded fog light and replace it with something nice, new, and shiny. Putting in the new fog lights is a heck of a lot easier than taking out the old ones. You simply run the wires through and then slide the housing into place until it snaps into the tabs. Now the new fog lights come with a new spring for each side. However, I felt like the factory spring was a little sturdier, and so I wanted to go ahead and use that. So using the factory spring and screw that I took out before, we'll go ahead and put this back into place and get this somewhat adjusted. You'll use this same screw later to aim your fog light to make sure they're even and adjusted correctly. These fog lights are plug and play with the 2018 F150, so you simply just plug them right back in. The wiring hangs down farther than I'd like, so I'm going to use a zip tie and get it all up and bundled together and out of the way. You just repeat the exact same steps for the other side. Before I wrap everything up, I'm going to start the truck, turn on the fog lights, and make sure they work. I'd call that a success. All that's left now is to get these fender liners buttoned up, put the tires back on, and get this truck back on the ground. So there we go. We took some old, worn-out fog light housings and upgraded to some really nice, attractive, and effective LED fog lights. This really isn't a hard installation, especially once you know the trick of getting the fog lights removed from the truck. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments. Thank you so much for following along on this installation. If you like what you saw, I'd appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. Even better, you can subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Y'all get out there and live the good life. Thanks so much.